Hello, welcome to our Week 9 wrap-up. Week 9 found us investigating the quadratic formula. If you'll recall from the previous week or two, if we were given, say, a polynomial equation, we would factor, right? And then once we factored, we would solve for, the solutions to the problem. But what happens if it doesn't factor nicely? What if it's not a perfect square trinomial? Or what if it's not really a hidden difference of squares? We can fall back on the quadratic equation in order to get our solutions. This problem came from the online quiz 9 review from this week, and I'm going to work it with you. I have negative 4 x squared minus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. This is the standard form for a quadratic. I know it's a quadratic because the highest power is 2. And I need to do some housekeeping before I get started, okay? The coefficient in front of the x squared is called little a. The coefficient in front of the linear term x is little b. Then I have this constant here, right? No variable associated with it. I'm going to call that little c. And it's important that we get those labeled correctly because I'm going to substitute those a, b, and c values into the quadratic formula in order to solve for x. The quadratic formula says x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And now I just have to substitute, right? So I know that x is equal to minus b, which is minus negative 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4a is negative 4, right? C, and C is positive 3, all over 2 times A, and 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. So I'll just go ahead and put that here. And continuing along, the rest of it is just simplifying, but unfortunately this is where most people will make a mistake, right? So let's take a look at this. I've got a minus and negative 3, which is a positive 3. I've got a plus or minus. This tells me there are probably 2 solutions, right? I've got the 3 plus version and the 3 minus version. So let's go underneath the radical and see what we can do. Negative 3 squared is positive 9. And then I've got negative 4 times positive 3, which is negative 12. And so negative 12 times positive 4 would be negative 48, but that's minus a negative, so that's going to be plus 48 all over negative 8. And before I continue, I want to make sure that I did this correctly, because this is where folks make mistakes, and that includes me. So let's see, I've got negative 4 times positive 3, which is negative 12. Negative 12 times 4 is negative 48. But that's minus a negative 48, so I'm going to add the 48. Looks good to me. All right. That's going to give me 3 plus or minus the square root. Now 48 plus 9 is going to be, what's that going to be, 57 over negative 8. So these are your 2 answers. By the way, 57... let's see, is there a square in 57? I know that 3 goes into 57, I think. Let's see, 3 goes into 57, 3 and 19, nope, those are primes. So I'm not going to be able to reduce the square root of 57. So the 2 answers are 3 plus the square root of 57 all over negative 8, and then 3 minus the square root of 57 all over negative 8. I hope this helps. One more week to go.